Welcome to the second episode of FranFunnel Live.
I'm glad to be here. It's a fun little thing we got going on. I'm really excited about it.
Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm gonna ask you a little bit about what it's like for clients that have made the decision to get into FranFunnel.
Cool.
And so can you first just explain to us a little bit what happens? You realize that FranFunnel is the future and you want to be part of it.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Yeah, so we, through our team, we make sure that kind of understand everything that's going on around here. And then the hardest thing by far, and the question that we always spend the most time with, is how do we get the leads into FranFunnel? That's always this question, and it's a system integration question. System integration, for people who've done it before, never fun. But we use a combination of APIs and email parsing, and we really work with the people, the clients, to make sure it's working. I spend a lot of time personally on it because I know that once we get the leads flowing in the way that we need to, that everything else is smooth sailing. That's where we can use our expertise on emails and text messaging and lead processing and all that kind of stuff. But if we don't get the leads to begin with, it kind of, it never materializes.
So somebody decides they want to come in, and then they get an email from you immediately?
Yeah, so I work with them, try to get it started as quickly as possible. We understand all the lead sources that they're generating leads on the web, and then we're basically providing them a customized strategy per source. So most of it is going to be done by email parsing. We'll give them an email address for every single source that they have. That means that as soon as they're generated, they come to us. We can process them, make sure they show up in the right accounts at the right time, and then from there we get on to the marketing stuff.
Wow. And so tell me about what happens next. What is that marketing stuff?
Yeah, so what we want to do is really appreciate for each of the sources that the franchises are generating leads from, what's the experience that the lead would have gone through to be there. And then depending on source by source, we're going to look at it and say, hey, we want to understand the text message strategy, and we want to understand the email strategy. Different sources are going to have different strategies. For example, some franchises want to treat the leads from their website differently than leads that they're buying from third parties. Website leads, people believe, need a little bit more care, or they're a little bit more valuable, so maybe they don't want to be as salesy. Maybe they don't want to text them at night or something like that. Whereas leads that come in high volumes from third-party generators, maybe it's like, hey, I'm really trying to flush them through the system and work with as many of them as possible, so you're going to use a different strategy. And back and forth, I try to do all of it by email, so there's a record of our conversation, but what about these emails? What about these text messages? What about doing this on the weekend? What about doing this at night? Just, back and forth. Sometimes it takes 2 hours, sometimes it takes 2 weeks, but we really want to make sure that the people are empowered to make the decisions and treat all the leads special.
And so somebody comes on, they're obviously getting this custom-built piece of technology for them. They're working with the GM of the company.
Yeah.
Do you charge them for that?
No. So we think that the real value in FranFunnel is providing the clients with a service moving forward, right? I'm more excited about month 4 than I am day 1. In fact, we have to do a lot of work on day 1 just so we even get to month 4. So we do no setup fees, because I just don't think there's any value really created for the client, and all the value is going to create in the future. So we don't even start charging on the monthly bill until everybody's ready to go live. So it's one of these things of we're footing the bill for the setup because we believe that if we do our best work now, that into the future we're going to have a good partnership. And frankly, I've never met anybody that likes a setup fee. So we waive them and we do everything kind of preparing for the future.
All right. Well, sounds like setup is super easy. Thank you so much for answering my questions, and we'll be back with episode 3 soon.
Absolutely.